Welcome to Staff That Does Not Know How to Use Lighting. This is literally a book light. Are you kidding me? Hi. Oh my gosh. So this is so bright that I can't really see what it looks like on the camera. Like I'm trying to, but it's just way too bright. So if this video ends up like trash, I'm just gonna delete it.
Yeah, right.
Anyways, hello and welcome back, or welcome to my channel. I am Steph, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about why I started doing online school and my experiences growing up as an online schooler. I'm just going to be talking about some of the really stupid stuff people have said to me and the great experiences that I've gotten to have because of online school. If you are interested, I try to post a new video every Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you'd like to subscribe to see more content like this, then, feel free to do that. So let's start off with talking about why I started doing online school in the first place. And this is a question so many people ask me because, I don't know, they're curious. I guess when you don't do online school, you have a lot of questions about it. I don't know. I'm tired of the questions. Here are the answers. So I started doing online school in first grade because my dad used to travel a lot for work. And, he wasn't always like home all the time. And we couldn't go with him because we were going to miss school. So like preschool through kindergarten, I went to Catholic schools. I just remember in kindergarten running around in my little school uniform. And we were going into the first grade classroom for whatever reason, and they were all like, oh yeah, this is going to be what it's like next year. These are going to be your teachers next year. I'm like, nope, bye guys. I'm going to be homeschooled. And they were all like, huh? But then some other girl in my class actually ended up doing the same online school that I did, which is pretty cool because we got to see each other at state testing. So like I saw that girl up until 4th grade. So during this video, up until a few years ago, I just said I was homeschooled because like I didn't really know too much of the differences between like being homeschooled and doing online school. So now if people ask me like where I go to school, I say I do online school, but I used to say homeschooled. So basically in my video, if you just hear me saying, oh, I was homeschooled or whatever, no, I did do online school. I just called it homeschool. So yeah, like I said, I started that in first grade and I have seen most of the East Coast because, I've gotten to do that. I got to travel around. And I just remember when I first decided to do it, not going to mention any names. Oh, wait, it was pretty much everyone besides, like, my parents. Like, our whole family, my whole family or whatever, they kind of thought it was, like, weird. And they thought it was, I don't know. They had mixed emotions about me, like, doing online school. But my parents were like, we're still doing this. Like, it's gonna work. And I'm so happy they did, and they didn't decide to let, everyone else's ideas or opinions, like, intimidate them and decide to keep me in, like, Catholic school or public school or wherever I may have went next. I never once wanted to really leave online school, and I never, like, felt like I was doing something wrong because I was doing online school. I just didn't like the way other people would talk to me and try to make me feel, like, as a child, because I didn't go to a brick and mortar school, and I am about to talk about that. So when I was in kindergarten, I discovered one of my favorite things ever, and that is writing. I love to write. I love to, come up with stories about my real life. I like to make fictional stories. It is one of my favorite things ever to do, and that really started when I was in kindergarten, because I remember I used to just read books, and I was like, why can't I just make my own book? So that obsession began. And throughout like my early years of like elementary school, I used to like make books all the time. Like I would just like take a bunch of pieces of paper and write and draw horrible pictures and then like staple them together and then like keep them in my room like on my bookshelf. So I was like, these books are cooler than these like kids books that I have.
Okay, no, I was not snobby like that. And second, I never had a bookshelf in my room.
So one of the things that I had always wanted to take was dance, but because we had traveled around so much, I did not have time to like sign up for a class or anything. So a lot of times, when I would, meet people and we'd go through oh, you do online school or no, you're homeschooled. That's what I said at the time. They would ask me questions, about my social life. I'll mention that later. And then they'd always ask me, oh, well, how do you make friends or something? Do you play sports, or I don't know, do you take some kind of class or something? And I would just be like, I like to write stories. And they're just like,
What?
and I just think it's so stupid that people would like act like a child was like worthless because they like to write stories. I don't know. It is not my fault. I cannot play sports for the life of me. Whenever I see a ball coming my way, I run away. Maybe I'd be able to play soccer. I don't know. Dance at the time, I had no time to take any classes. Um, Acting, okay, that's something I like to do, but I don't know if I'm really good at it. And then like any music, I don't have any musical talent. I cannot sing for the life of me. I sound like a dying whale. And it's just irritating when people are like, oh, it's because you do online school. Like, no, I just don't. No, it's not that I don't have talents. I just don't have the talents that you want me to have, okay? I'm a little 9-year-old who likes to write stories. Why do you have a problem with that? So that's something that I've always kind of struggled with, is like I've just always felt like I can't do anything, I guess. Like I can't make it anywhere with what I have because it's not what other people would expect it to be. So that has changed a lot, especially within the past few years, because I don't care what other people think. And I'm like, you know what? You know what? When I publish a best-selling book, I'm gonna laugh at you, okay? I'll never publish a best-selling book, and then I think like that, and then it's just a big cycle.
A big cycle of what? I seriously do not even understand myself sometimes.
It used to be very intimidating for me when I met people who were like, oh yeah, I play basketball. Oh yeah, I sing. Oh yeah, I do this. Just anything. It just,
Ah!
so maybe I'm more into writing and, filming and editing, okay? Maybe I have more behind the scenes talents, but they're still good. And let's face it, I'm sorry to the soccer mom who, thought I can't do anything, but I'm pretty sure your little 7-year-old who played soccer is not going into, be a professional soccer player right now. So it's just stupid. It's so stupid when adults try to tell you what you should be good at because their kids do it, but their kids aren't even going to use it. We live in a terrible world. Okay, moving on. So, in the past few years, I haven't gotten so much questions about being social, and I think it's because I used to be a lot more shy than I am now. I mean, I still don't really like people that much, but not as badly, I guess. So I just specifically remember this one time I was in 2nd or 3rd grade, I don't know. So my dad used to go to Florida a lot for work. So we were at Florida, and I remember we were staying at this microtel that we always stayed at every time we went down. It was the morning, whatever. We went down to the breakfast room, and there were these 2 old people, okay? I'm just trying to mind my business and get my cereal, right? So, they came over and, they said something like, oh, why aren't you in school? Why are you, over in Florida at whatever time of the year it is at a hotel, Ha, 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 ha. Okay, first of all, I could have went on a vacation, but not the point. So, I was like, oh, I'm homeschooled. And immediately they're like, oh, so you don't get to socialize with anybody? What the heck? What? I do not remember what my mom said to them, but yeah, that was just an odd moment. Are you kidding me? I told you I'm homeschooled and you're gonna tell me that what I do, that I don't socialize? Really, I know you're old and you're used to traditional schools, but should you be talking that way to a child? I mean, I don't know. I have enough social skills to tell you crabby old people that I don't go to a traditional school, so whatever. I mean, I know so many people were concerned about socialization, and I didn't really have any friends, but I had my cousins, which are better than friends anyways. Sorry to all my friends, I didn't mean it. I don't mean it like that. You know what the cousin thing is, right? I hope you do. Oh. But I got to go to so many places. A lot of the places that I used to go to a lot, I used to go to Palm Coast, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, and then some place in New Jersey. Like, those were like the three places I went to the most. And everywhere I went, people would, ask me questions, but it was the time of my life just running around in those places. Those are cool places. Go visit them. What's so funny to me is that people were so focused on my social life and my social skills that they didn't realize all of the things I was learning at all the cool places that I have gotten to go to. I have went to so many different like historical sites and museums and all this stuff. And like now when I go into museums, I kind of skim through stuff. But when I was younger, like I would literally read everything and like remember it. And me and my mom would go out and do stuff while my dad was doing whatever his work meetings were. And then, later on when we'd go back to the hotel or whatever, I would just, tell them all this cool stuff that I saw. So like I learned a lot of stuff. I just remember this one time I don't know what grade I was in. So in science, we were learning about like the ocean and stuff. And we went to the Georgia Aquarium in Atlanta later that day. And I was like so excited. I was like, oh, I was just learning about this today. Yeah, I used to love school when I was younger. I was kind of like nerdy when I was younger. Now, I literally want to kill school, but at least I enjoyed it then and proved them all wrong that I was, I was still having a good childhood experience. And everywhere I went, and in every like museum gift shop, I had to get like some book that was about the place or some like famous historical person. Like I always had to, and I would, I'd read these all the time. I would make up my own stories about these places that I went to. Like when I went somewhere, I like immersed in all of it. That sounded weird, but one of my favorite things is definitely when I would go to the grocery store and the cashier would be like, oh, why aren't you at school? Ha 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 ha. And I'd be like, oh, I'm homeschooled. And they're like, I was like, dude, I'm just a kid. Leave me alone. Why are you giving me weird faces? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with traditional schools, but I feel like I am a better person than I would be if I didn't do online school. I feel like if I didn't do online school, I would be so like absorbed in a world of like who's friends with who, are you involved in this? Like, I don't know. I feel like by doing online school, I've just like allowed myself to, go on my own and not care about what other people think and really truly do what I want to do because I want to do it, not because somebody else told me to. I mean, that's probably just my personality, but I feel like doing online school has like really helped me not like be so obsessive about what other people around me are thinking. I've just started to like take criticism and think about, is this really important to me? Is this really going to affect anything? Or is this just somebody else's opinion? Which most of the time it is. I do try very hard to be a better person, and when somebody says something to me that's kind of negative, like I do like look at what I am doing and make sure like I am not like being mean to somebody or something like that. But I've learned that you just gotta be your own person. That sounds cheesy, but you just got to. I like thought that for high school I was gonna go back to like a traditional school, and now I'm a junior. I'm sitting here looking back on it, and I'm just so happy that I didn't. So in about like 5th grade, like right before middle school started, I started getting involved in like a lot of like social things. Like last year I stopped doing a lot of those social like activities, and I'm happy I did because they were just draining, but that's not what I was talking about. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So when I would get like comments from like, other kids my age, I would just, listen, whatever, maybe say something. And then I would just think, you know what? One day when you're going around not telling people how to live their lives and you are more successful than them, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with what I have done. And what I mean by what I have done, I mean like doing like online school.
Just to clarify, what I mean by more successful is not like, oh, I'm better than that person. What I mean is like, I have a better experience because I am not spending my entire life criticizing people. So that's kind of how I define success. Like, it's your quality of life, not really, like, you as a person.
Maybe it's like a really bad mindset to think that way, but it has really motivated me a lot and like helped me to like not care about other people. I was like, you know what? You think what I'm doing is bad? Well, one day when I'm like not better than you, but when I'm more successful than you, haha. Okay, like I don't like to say like better. I just like to say successful because I feel like there's a difference because nobody is better than anybody, but like some people are more successful in what they do than others. So, I feel like saying like, "Oh, one day when I'm more successful than you" isn't bad. Like it can be negative. But saying, "Oh, when I'm better than you," that's bad. But like I don't think I'm ever going to be better than anybody. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I don't really think anybody is better than me.
We all make mistakes and we all have our problems. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, I thought I was talking about my online school experience. I don't know what just happened. So maybe people who go to traditional schools get out more than I do. They have more friends than I do. But I feel like I'm pretty satisfied with how my life is going at online school. You know, people think you have to have these experiences throughout your like school time, and that's really not true. So maybe I don't have memories of sitting next to my sixth grade boyfriend in the cafeteria or going to homecoming with this super cute guy or something. But you know what? That's fine because one day it's probably not going to matter anyhow and I can do without those experiences. You know, I know a lot of people on Facebook whose kids go to traditional schools and they're posting, "Oh, I'm so proud of them. They've done this, they've done that," and every single little thing they do. And I'm like, you know what? It's not that big of a deal. Like, I mean, I know you. I've stayed at home, I've made some friends, and my parents aren't bragging about it 24/7, and I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm sorry if anything I'm saying is starting to come off wrong now. I don't know what has happened to this video. Do you like my phone case? What? Anyways, I am going to end this video right here because it is going too far. Comment down below any questions you have about online school or maybe your experiences, and if you want to like and subscribe because you know I try to post a new video every Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, you get the point. That is the end. I'm taking this book light off now. Okay? Bye!
It's not letting me add any sound effects or any weird stuff to the end of the video, so now you're just gonna have to listen to me talk for the last 20 seconds. Subscribe, please. Yeah, like, comment. This is my channel. Did you know that? You probably did. What am I doing? I only got a few more seconds left. 18, 19.